Appreciate Gabby here. I know it's only been a day or two since I've gone through the box of nickels, but I picked up two more boxes yesterday. Plus, I had one already here from the week before. And I'm going out of town tomorrow, and I think I'm picking up like maybe three more boxes. And so I'm going to try to get, I don't think I'll finish tonight, but I'm going to try to get another box started because I've got to get through these things. And it's kind of crazy. Everybody's looking for the 2024s, and I'm excited about that. I do have two boxes of pennies that from locally here. I'm going to machine separate those next week. But I'm going to be coming back with a few more boxes of pennies, hopefully tomorrow too. Those I will go through row by row and see what we find. But let me get started on these, see how much I can get through today, and then I'll get up early in the morning and take off, try to finish maybe tomorrow night. We'll see how it goes. I'm in the second row, and here is a 1954, but I've noticed back here, there's a dark one right there. I don't know if that's anything or not, but it kind of looks a little bit like that wartime silver look. It'd be cool if it is. But let's see what our 54 is. It is a Denver. There's our first keeper right there. I found a 2024D in the box, the last box I went through. I just listed that video just a day ago. And a few of you wrote and said you think that I missed one. So my wife and I hopped on board and got about a third of the way through the box looking for it. And I thought, I'm going to go back and look myself and see if I see it. Oh, there it is. There's a 2024 right there in the second row. That's neat. I was pointing out the best I've ever done so far is one in a row. I mean, one in a box. But then somebody said, well, we think maybe you missed one. I went back and looked after we'd gone through a third of the box. I didn't see it. I asked for somebody to give a timeline, and I haven't gotten that, so I just decided to quit looking for that one. If I did miss it, I missed it. But here's our first one already in this box, and maybe this will be my first box that has more than one in it. That would be super cool. So if you watched my video and you're sure I missed one, see if it's possible. Give me a timeline. Here's that one. It's not. Oh well. Too bad. But still, I mean, this is a really great start just to have one in the second row already. It encourages me. Of course, you know, it could be like the last row, I just started at the wrong end. You never know. After leaving for supper with my wife, I come back, and this is the fourth row. Here we have a 1941 Philadelphia. Nice old coin there. Hoping to get a second 2024 this box. First, if I do, it'll be the first time I've gotten multiples in one box. I've mentioned a few times that I sell equipment for a few companies, and recently I had to go up to the office warehouse area of one of them to pick up some equipment. And he had a bunch of small, I ship stuff all the time, so he had a stack of boxes and packing material there for me. And I grabbed them and brought them back with me. And today, there's a few rolling around in the back of my car, so I went out and grabbed a couple of them today. And one of them had something in it, and I pulled it out, and I looked, it's like, oh. So I looked it up, and it's just a little bitty thing. And on eBay, they sell for in the neighborhood of $1,200 to $2,200. I'm like, oh my goodness. What is this little thing? And I thought, oh, you know, this could be a part that he uses at one of the companies that he works with. His crew works at several different factories taking care of equipment. And so I sent him a picture of it and said, is this something that you wanted me to list, or is this something that I wasn't supposed to bring. And he wrote back and said, "Oh yeah, that's bad." I'm like, "It's good to know." I hate I hate selling stuff, and then it happens. It happens. Sometimes he'll sell something that something has just gone bad in it, and you have to give them a refund. That's just all there is to it. Here's what it is. Well, there's a couple of other little parts that go with it, but it's a expensive little dude when they work. The last coin in the fifth row was a 51. An S would be a semi-key date. This one's Philadelphia. Well, I'm in the 17th row. I've gone a little while. I haven't found much. I did find one a few rows back, 54, Denver. But here is a pretty nice looking 1939. That fella's looking pretty good for as old as he is. But it's Philadelphia. They made a whole bunch of them. But it's still fun to find them from the 30s. I was thinking, I get a lot of people that are pretty new to the hobby or maybe haven't even started at all that ask me questions sometimes. And I was just thinking, what would a new person maybe expect to find or hope to find if they started this hobby? And I was just trying to think about different things. And right now, the craze, obviously, is the 2024. And I think that it's brought a good number of people to the hobby, just people that have heard about it and that. And so, what's the crazy thing about that? They're low mintage. They didn't make that many of them. And if you want to try to make a few bucks, like I just saw where somebody sold 8 of them that were circulated, this ones they got in rolls, kind of like the one I got here. Pretty good shape. It's a little bit of wear. And they sold 8 of them for $25. It's a little bit over $3 per coin, which is an amazing markup from 5 cents. It's really good. If that's the D. The D is the rarest one. The P's have some value and collectability, but the D's are what everybody's really wanting. And if you happen to find a box of them, you can sell that box for about $10,000. That's amazing. I just opened the next row, and here's something else that you might find if you start collecting, looking for nickels, is pennies. This roll of nickels has a penny in it. I'd rather it be a dime, because sometimes you find a dime. Well, here in the 21st row, I found a 2009. That's pretty cool. Denver. So if you're new, the 2009 is also low mintage, like the 2024. Back when we had the big money collapse back in the 2008 era, the 2009, they just didn't print as many because there just wasn't as much of a need for coin that year, I guess. And so these are pretty highly sought after by people. And you can sell them too if you want to make a few bucks or just collect them. Fun finding those. And here's a 57. And I keep all of them from 1959 and older, just because that's pretty old. And nickels are made of 75% copper and 25% nickel. And they're actually worth more than 5 cents each in their their metal content. This one is made in Denver. And so lots of people hoard nickels. You can hoard all of the nickels if you want to. Go to the bank, buy a box of nickels for $100 or a roll for $2, and just stick them aside and keep them. I don't want to keep that many. Oh, here's another old one. 1953. And that one is also from Denver. They're made in Denver, Philadelphia, and San Francisco. Some years they didn't do San Francisco, but there's a lot of variations. But that's the three places they make them. And sometimes one will make less than the others, and that will make them more collectible. And so hoarding nickels is a very popular thing. My hoarding is just the older ones. Another thing you might find is buffalo or Indian head nickels. I find several of those, and they're a lot of fun to find. The ones that have dates on them are certainly the best, and they have value if that's just your thing. But they're just a neat little piece of history, and they're fun to find. If you're really lucky, before they made the buffalo nickels, they made the V nickels, and every now and then you might even find a V nickel. Now, if you happen to find, what is it, a 1913 V nickel, you can sell it for several $1,000,000. That's because they only know of 5 of them that were made. And if you happen to find the 6th one, you're going to retire there. Chances are you won't find one of those. But they're still fun to find. From 1942 to 1945, during the war, they made the nickels out of 35% silver. That's what got me into the nickel collecting to begin with, as I love finding the silver ones. I found one in the last box. If I don't find one in this one, you can go to my last nickel video and see one that I found. Hopefully I'll find one in this box. Well, you might find proof coins, which are special made coins, kind of like for collector sets. You might find foreign coins. I found quite a few, especially Canadian. You'll definitely find Canadian nickels. You might even find funny colored coins like this. I don't know what's going on with this one. I don't know. Pretty interesting color that one is. You might find an older coin, like back from the 60s or 70s or even older, that's in really good condition. Really good. This one's close. It's pretty good, but it's not really good. What you look for on the back of the building, this is the Monticello, right there at the bottom of the building, it's where the staircase is. But this one's worn. You can't see the stairs. If you find an older coin with a full set of stairs, because it's been kept in really good condition, it could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars, because those are highly sought after. Certain years, obviously, are better than others. But when you come across one that's in really good shape, check the back for those stairs. And by all means, if those stairs are there, protect that coin. You don't want anything to mess that guy up. But I've been searching nickels for a long time, but I'm searching a whole lot more right now than I used to, because I'm kind of in the 2024 craze myself. I enjoy looking for them. It's a lot of fun to me. Well, I've gone through half of the box, and now I've started over into the second half. And here is a 1948. And here it says the semi-key dates, which means these are the key dates are the ones they really didn't make many of, and that what really people really look for in the older ones. And the semi-key dates are like other low mintage, but not quite as low as these. So this 1948, if we find the S, then we've got a semi-key date. And this one is a D. A lot of them from the 40s and 50s are low mintage anyway, way lower than what they make these days. And that's one of the reasons I like to collect them. It just makes them more collectible. And one of these days in the future, they might start gaining in more value. Another thing that lots and lots and lots of collectors look for is that it's called Varieties and Errors. And I don't look for those as much because they take longer. And a lot of people jump on me. They say you really should be looking for those. And maybe I should, but I'm just not ready to commit this time. But some of those can be worth a lot of money. And on this map, there's a few of them listed. A few things, double dies and that sort of thing. But there's tons of them. And if you are into that, then you need to get more research and just look into that more, because there's a lot of things to look for. But sometimes you pay off. You do really well if you find a really good one, so I'm not saying not to. I'm just saying it does take considerably more time. The seventh row here in the second half, and I find another 1941. And this one is Philadelphia also. I found a 1959 a few rows back also. Well, I found that 2024 in the second row, and I was sure hoping this was going to be the box. Yeah, it still might be. That gives me two 2024s. The very next row, and I find another old one, a 1940. That's a pretty old coin. Denver. One of the, and I guess this is probably true with most nickel hunters, the thrill of the hunt. It's just, I do it a lot because this is a pretty big hobby for me, especially since I have this channel. But you may do it part-time. You might buy up a bunch of nickels and wait till the weather's bad and you can't do anything else. But it's just the thrill of the hunt, what you might find. And if you stick with it long enough, you're going to find some good stuff. You may not every time you hunt, but it's fun, I guarantee you. And if you don't find it fun, accept my apology and go find something you like. But I think it's a lot of fun. Now I'm in the 12th row, I think, in the second half, and here is another older 1940. The rim has been worn off of most of this one. It's a Philadelphia mint. Because it doesn't have a mint mark there, that means it was in Philadelphia. If you happen to find a silver one, you'll know, because above the Monticello building, it'll have a great big P, D, or S, and those are the silver ones. This is one that I found right here. I also found this V-nickel on the end of a row. We call those enders. Us collectors get a kick out of finding a really cool coin on the end. At least I do. I think most people do. I did not think I was going to finish this box tonight, but I believe I'm going to just go ahead and finish. And then maybe I'll have a chance to pop on right when I get back from my trip and tell you how many boxes or whatnot I picked up while I was out. And then I'll make the video, edit the video. Okay, I've come to an end of a row, and here is a 1942. The silver coins they made were 1942 to 1945. However, they didn't start making the silver ones until later in the year. So the nickels they made in the early part of the year are not part of that silver program. This one does not have that look a whole lot to me, so this one may not be a silver, but I could be wrong. It may surprise me. And it didn't. This is not the silver kind. Unfortunately, I found a 1942 in the last box. It wasn't silver. Still a pretty old nickel that I keep, but unfortunately, it's not a silver one. Well, I've gone through all the rows. The last several rows, I got a handful more from the 50s, but nothing spectacular. And I'm done. I did get a 2009, and I did get one 2024D, which that was fun to find, but I was really hoping to get more than one of those in this box. And I got a 39 and a handful from the 40s and 50s. Man, I have to say this is not my best box. So if you're considering getting started in this hobby, hopefully you'll do better than this box. If you get a box, I hope you do a little better than this. Hopefully you'll find a bigger stack of old ones, and a buffalo nickel and a silver nickel, and all in one box. And it happens. It does. Good luck to you. Thanks for watching. All you guys who watch my videos, thanks for putting up with me tonight. And I'll let you know when I get back tomorrow what I got, and we'll start going through more boxes. It's fun. We just got back from our trip today, and I got the coins in from the vehicle. We did have a slight detour for my brother. I had to stop and do something, but regardless, while I was out today, I picked up two bank boxes and one customer box of pennies. Same thing with the nickels, two bank boxes, one customer. And I got $110 in half dollars. I haven't looked at them yet. It may be nothing, but who knows? I might get lucky. Nothing in the halves, but you never know unless you try.